Hello, friends. A researcher just testified before the United States Senate with a finding that every single person receiving or approaching Social Security and Medicare needs to hear, and almost nobody is talking about it yet. For the first time in American history, Social Security and Medicare are both projected to run out of money in the same year. 2033. And when both programs cut benefits simultaneously, a typical retiring couple stands to lose $16,900 a year. Every year. For the rest of their retirement. Stay with me until the end, because I am going to show you the exact dollar amounts for every type of household, why this double crisis is different from anything Congress has faced before, and the 5 things you can start doing right now to protect yourself before 2033 arrives. Subscribe right now and turn on the bell, because this is a developing crisis and I will cover every congressional action, every new projection, and every update the moment it happens. Let us start with what just happened. On August 5th of this year, a senior researcher from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget testified before the United States Senate Finance Committee. The topic was the looming dual insolvency of Social Security and Medicare. And the numbers he presented were some of the most specific and alarming projections ever delivered to Congress on this topic. Here is the situation as it stands right now. The Social Security Retirement Trust Fund is projected to run dry in late 2032, at which point benefits would be automatically cut by 22% for all 71 million recipients. That part most people who follow this channel already know. But here is what most people do not know. Medicare's Hospital Insurance Trust Fund, the specific fund that pays for hospital stays, skilled nursing care, and hospice, is projected to become insolvent in 2033, just 1 year after Social Security. And at that point, Medicare would automatically cut its hospital spending by 11%. Now here is exactly what an 11% Medicare hospital cut actually means in your life. It does not mean Medicare disappears. It means Medicare pays 11% less for every hospital service it covers. Hospitals, facing 11% less reimbursement from Medicare, have 3 options. They absorb the loss. They limit how many Medicare patients they accept, or they shift more costs to patients through higher deductibles and coinsurance. In practice, what most seniors would experience is a combination of all 3. Higher out-of-pocket hospital costs, longer waits to be admitted at certain facilities, and reduced Medicare reimbursement that makes some hospitals reduce services. All of this while your Social Security check has already been cut by 22%. Now let us talk about the exact dollar amounts, because this is where the Senate testimony gets very specific. For a typical newly retiring couple where both spouses worked and earned average wages, the combined loss from Social Security and Medicare cuts starting in 2033 is estimated at $16,900 per year. For a single-income couple, where only one spouse worked, the annual loss is estimated at $12,700. For a dual-earning couple with lower incomes, the loss is approximately $10,200 per year. And for high-income couples, the combined cuts could reach $22,300 per year. Here is what makes this scenario different from every previous Social Security crisis. In 1983, when Social Security was close to insolvency, Congress fixed it. They raised the retirement age, taxed benefits, and the program stayed solvent for 40 more years. But in 1983, Medicare was not simultaneously failing. Congress only had one crisis to solve. In 2033, they will have 2. And the federal government today is carrying more than $37 trillion in debt, which means there is significantly less fiscal room to simply borrow money and bail out both programs at once the way Congress might have done in the past. Here is the realistic picture of what Congress is likely to do, based on what they have done historically. They will almost certainly not let both programs collapse entirely. The political cost of doing nothing would be catastrophic. But the fix they choose will almost certainly include some combination of benefit reductions, premium increases, retirement age increases, payroll tax increases, or means testing. Every single one of those options directly affects seniors. And the later Congress waits to act, the more severe each option has to be. The 2028 presidential election is shaping up to be the first election in decades where both programs' solvency becomes a central campaign issue. That means real congressional debate may not even begin until 2029 at the earliest. With a 2033 deadline, that leaves 4 years to solve 2 simultaneous crises under enormous political pressure. So here, are the 5 things every senior can do right now to protect themselves regardless of what Washington decides. Step 1. If you have not yet claimed Social Security and you can afford to wait even one more year, do it. A 22% cut on a higher base benefit is less damaging than a 22% cut on a lower early claiming benefit. Every year you delay raises the floor you are cutting from. Step 2. If you do not have a Medicare supplement plan, also called Medigap, research getting one now before 2033. A Medigap plan covers the hospital costs that Medicare does not cover. If Medicare cuts its hospital reimbursement by 11%, your Medigap plan becomes a critical buffer between you and those extra costs. Step 3. Build any income source outside of Social Security that you possibly can before 2033. A part-time job, rental income, a dividend-paying investment account. A 22% Social Security cut hurts dramatically less if Social Security represents 40% of your income instead of 90%. Diversification of income is the single most powerful hedge against a benefit cut. Step 4. Check your Medicare coverage type right now. Are you on traditional Medicare or Medicare Advantage? In a Medicare Part A insolvency scenario, the cuts work differently depending on your plan. Understanding your specific coverage now gives you time to make changes before the crisis arrives. Step 5. Contact your congressional representatives right now. Call your senator, call your House member, and say specifically, I am a Social Security and Medicare recipient, and I want to know your position on the dual insolvency projected for 2033. Politicians respond to constituent pressure. 7 years is enough time to fix both programs if Congress starts now. But only if they hear from the people who will be most directly affected. So here is the complete picture. For the first time in history, Social Security and Medicare are both projected to run out of money in the same year, 2033. Social Security faces a 22% automatic cut. Medicare hospital coverage faces an 11% spending reduction simultaneously. A typical retiring couple stands to lose $16,900 a year from both programs combined. Congress has fixed Social Security before, but never while Medicare was failing at the same time and never with this level of federal debt. The 5 things you can do right now: delay claiming if you can, get Medigap coverage, build income outside Social Security, check your Medicare plan type, and contact your representatives today. If this video opened your eyes to something you had not fully understood before, subscribe and turn on the bell, because I will cover every congressional development on this issue the moment it happens. And share this with every person in your family who is within 15 years of retirement, because the 2033 dual crisis is the most important financial issue most seniors have never heard explained clearly. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.